Dr. Nightfowl, of Bufo, Lepus and Nightfowl, Society for the Protection, Care and Training of Familiars. I've received a letter from your Aunt Pythia, a supernaturalist who is currently travelling in lands unknown, and she sent me these instructions. Dear genetically similar human, I am your Aunt Pythia, thrice removed. I hope that this letter finds you in good health and free of pestilence, possession and plague. Sadly, we have never met, as I have dedicated my life to travelling the barely imagined lands of this strange blue planet, and therefore do not have much time for family shindigs. I confess, I prefer the company of creatures to the confusions of human interactions that seem to revolve solely around whose turn it is to make the tea. I'm writing to you from Cotopaxi, an active volcano in the Andes, in search of a rat-like familiar that can summon rain. Do you know what a familiar is? Because one will soon be arriving at your door. It is a creature that possesses its own peculiar magic skills and serves, if it so wishes, a human that it takes a liking to. There are familiars all around you, snuggled on sofas, walking in parks, running on tiny wheels disguised as ordinary pets. But they do not come from pet centres or animal shelters. They come from the edges of the known worlds. The reason of urgency with which I must contact you is this. On my recent journey to the land of the long white cloud, I was fishing for fire crabs with Mr. Skink, my alarmingly willful familiar. He's a kind of lizardy rat thing with wings. When we came across the strangest little creature, it was trembling in a dark cave, and though I have classified and categorised many familiars, I've never come across something quite like this before. I cannot say that it was friendly, but it was definitely in need of care, which I could not offer, as I was on an urgent mission to rescue a horned manticore from lighting-related injury. So I'm sending it to you, and I trust that your education has prepared you for such a task, and that you're aware of basic familiar care and haven't been wasting your time with trigonometry and similes and other such nonsenses. Since I have no idea what kind of creature this is, I advise you to follow some basic precautions like wearing gloves when handling or feeding. Fingers, unfortunately, do so resemble tasty treats. The creature should arrive any day now in a box covered in protective charms and symbols. Please make sure that you are home to receive the box. It would not do to leave it with a neighbour, especially if you like your neighbour with all their limbs intact. Be aware that the box may make some strange sounds, rattle, jump or tremble. This is normal. As familiars can change their form rapidly, sometimes they look like ordinary pets, sometimes strangely put together creatures with owl eyes, rabbit feet and a bill like a duck. Do write back with a detailed diagram of your familiar so that I can add it to my records. Good luck. I'm sure all will be well. If you do a good job, the creature may even consent to be your familiar. I'll write with further instructions when I've dehorned this manticore. Yours faithfully, Aunt Pythia, thrice removed. Oh, P.S. The first time I was removed was when my familiar Mr. Skink accidentally poisoned me with an affectionate lick. The letter ends there. Good luck. And should you survive the arrival of your package, I shall contact you shortly with further instructions. Farewell. Thank you for taking part in Aunt Pythia's Peculiar Pet Halloween activities. We'd love for you to take part in all of Aunt Pythia's challenges, but you can also focus on just one if you wish. Once you've completed your familiar diagram, observation diary, map of the Shadowlands, your familiar binding spell, or your adventures using the site, please send your work to readnortheast@literacytrust.org.uk for a chance to be featured on our website. We'll be asking Aunt Pythia to pick her favourite responses to each of the challenges, with those selected receiving a bundle of free books. The best entry into the Map of the Shadowlands challenge will see their drawing turned into a professional illustration by the brilliant Lizzie Lovejoy at Lizzie_Lovejoy_illustration. You have until the 15th of November to submit your work so you can use Halloween for some extra spooky inspiration.